Today we're going to talk about 35 plus video ideas for the construction industry, and we're going to work fast, and you're going to see a lot of videos, so many videos that the file was too heavy to almost open this morning. Feel free to ask questions in the chat during. We'll try to keep an eye on it, or just pop in with comments or anything. And yeah, let's do this. So just a quick start about, I already saw a question in the chat again. Oh, nice. People are pumped. Okie doke. So what's Storykit? Storykit is the complete, sorry, I have too many things in my face here. There. Storykit is the complete AI video creation tool, turning any text into high performing video content. And we have just added that AI thing. We're releasing it like tomorrow or last week, depending on if you're a client or if you are someone that hasn't started with us yet. But we're going to talk a bit about that. So keep your eyes open for that. We're used already by construction, property, and real estate companies all over Europe. We're so psyched about this. We have amazing customers creating amazing videos, and you're going to see some of those towards the end of this presentation. And who are we? The most important slide of them all, as I said yesterday to Johanna. Well, my name is Jonna Ekman. I'm the marketing director at Storykit, has been in the company forever. And I started out as a social psychologist, but I turned into a journalist, and then I turned into a marketer because I realized that good stories are good stories wherever they come from, and we just need to tell them. And working today at Storykit, helping companies and brands tell their stories all over the world is so fun. And with me today, I have Johanna. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, everyone. So nice of you to pop by here. And my name is Johanna, and I'm working here in Stockholm as an enterprise activation manager. But I have clients in this field all over the world, actually in Bahamas too now, in the field, a brand new client. And I help people tell stories in video. So I work in the tool daily and help our customers.
Yes. So the agenda for today, real quick, is that we're going to talk a bit about the challenges. We know that you know this better than us, so we're going to be quick there. We're going to talk a bit about the solution. It might have to do with video. And then we're going to go straight into the inspiration phase and talk about how to make everything a video, tell every story with a video. And that's going to be so much fun. So let's just start briefly to talk about the problem. And you all know this because you all work with communication, I'm guessing, in a way or another at different companies. And the problem is reaching out. That's what we're all trying to do daily. And we know that you have so much to talk about. Johanna, you meet clients all the time. Couldn't you tell us a bit about this?
Yes, this is just a short list of everything that people have to communicate about. And it's not only external communications we talk about, it's internal too, because thinking about company goals when the economic situation changes, etc., we have some challenges, and we have things that we want to maybe stress in this list, maybe lift up a little bit and talk more about when there is a different situation. So external communications and internal communications, we have solutions to talk about, the offering, different projects, maybe not new projects all the time, but projects that happen, cooperations. We need to tell about our connections to other parts of the society. Also, the social and environmental initiatives, those are very important these days. People communicate lots about that. Employer branding and job ads, it's very important. Reports, results, they are there. We can communicate about it. We have lots of ideas about that too later on in the presentation. And the investor and stakeholder relations. I mean, PR PA, local, international issues. There's lots to communicate, regardless of what the economics is looking like now. Some companies also have lots of events, maybe for stakeholders, etc. So this is just a short list, so to speak, of what there is.
Yeah, I've been talking a lot with different construction companies and real estate companies the last 6 months or so, and the sustainability thing is something that many of the companies stress. There are so many regulations that you have to adhere to, and it's difficult to make people understand why. So that's a really big issue here. But another thing that has been a topic the latest half year for all of us is that the times are challenging. What are you saying about that, Johanna?
Well, we can see it not only concerning the economic situation and that some projects are maybe on hold, but also the challenging employer branding situation. Because when some part of the society has some problems, people start to move away from that field. So the recruitment processes that before might have been challenging because of, finding the right candidate, setting the right level of pay, etc. Now there might be problems that people are actually moving to other industries and finding their way around the situation in that sense. But if we talk about the company goals, most likely those haven't changed that much, and that affects everything that we communicate, to who, when, and where. And we just adjust to the situation, and just as it says here on the left here, can we afford to keep communicating? Well, can you afford to stop? That's the question.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk in the marketing community everywhere on all companies about this fact that it's so easy to just think that we should save money and stop because no one is buying right now. Well, we often talk about the fact that 90% or 95% of the audience is not buying right now anyways. So just keep building your brand. And especially, as you said, the employer branding here is super important in these times to make sure that people understand that you're an attractive company to be with. But on the general side point of view, we also know that the communication landscape has changed a lot. In the 1970s, the audience was exposed to 500 to 1,600 ads per day, and that's a lot. Seems like a lot. But last year, the audience was exposed to over 10,000 ads per day. And this is just ads. I mean, we're also exposed to all the things that we read privately, all our friends' updates on social, all the journalism we read, all the Netflix series we're watching, everything. We're exposed to so much information every day, and you know this. And also, the whole landscape has moved into the phone. This is nothing new. And it has also moved into social media, because this is how we hang out these days, looking into our own phones and not doing anything else than just scrolling away on a social channel that we like. And I know that many of these social channels that you see on this page might not be your main channel, but it's also really important to understand that this is just a big universe of communication that is going on, and we have to be there in the places that suits us the best that we can. So what up with video? Well, the thing is that in this very hectic, chaotic, and mobile landscape and social landscape, video has just turned up and changed everything. And we know this because 8 years ago, when we started the company, we started out with doing journalism in social media. And it took us like half a year to realize that publishing texts is good, but publishing video is something completely different. And that's why we pivoted into this, but that's a whole other story that I can take another day. So what's up with video? Well, first of all, we know that your audience wants this. So 82% of the internet traffic in 2022 was driven by video. And 91%, this is one of my favorite stats because it's so mind-blowing. 91% of people want more online videos from brands. From brands. And how often does anyone want anything from brands? So let's give it to them. And 96% of people have watched an explainer video to learn more about a product or a service. And when it comes to companies with complex information, like the ones you're probably working at, it's even more important because we need to simplify things. Also, your results needed, because people are more likely to share video content on social media with their friends than any other type of content. It outperforms any other content on Facebook. And also, video is something that people remember. You can just look to yourself. Would you remember a long text that you've read recently? Well, maybe not. So 95% of a messages is remembered when people watch it in a video compared to reading if they read it in a text post. Another good thing with video is that it's device neutral. It doesn't matter if it's a big screen outside or if it's your little phone or even your watch sometimes. But why? Why is video so good in this complex environment? Well, first of all, the social platforms are more or less made for it. They might not have been that from the beginning, but they are today, because almost all platforms have turned into a video first world. So YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. Sorry, I've written that wrong because it's the second largest search engine in the world after Google. And why is this? Well, video lets the audience stay on the platform. And the social platforms love that. They don't want you to click away. Video is also simple to share and view and engage with. I mean, sharing a PDF with your friends on social and say, read this, it's fun. Well, it's not gonna make any commotion. But if you share a video, it's super simple to just tell them to watch it, to share it, engage with it. And also the social platforms lives and breathes storytelling, because storytelling is the best way to break through in this noise. And that's why social platforms are so good for storytelling. And video is perfect for that, because video sparks emotions. As we saw, video is easy to remember. As we know, video is easy to consume. Video is also accessible. And I'm not talking about like regulated accessibility. I'm talking about when you're sick at home and your company needs to inform you of something and you don't have the strength to read a long PDF, but you might read you might watch a short video. I've talked to one of our customers that says that, I mean, 80% of all their workers are out on different projects, hanging out windows or screwing things into the walls. They can't read stuff that are too long and complex, but they might have time to watch a short video about the new pension policy during their lunch break. So they really use video to reach people in different ways. And also, and this is so important from my point of view or our point of view, the video forces us to truly prioritize, because if we are allowed to make a 30-page PDF, we probably will. But if we know that we need to fit our messaging into a 60-second video, we will prioritize, because that's the only way to do it. Okay, so we've said that it's good to be on social and it's good to work with video. But what we're often talking about is that you should do much more video than you think you should. Even ourselves should do that. Why is that? Well, it has to do with distribution. If your content isn't seen, does it even exist? If the tree falls in the forest, does it even make a sound? It has to do with availability, visibility, and consistency, because distribution is key to discovery. If you don't distribute your content, no one will find it. I'm sorry, but no one goes to our homepages and searches for things unless they really, really need it. But you have to give it to them constantly. And to stay visible in these social channels, and this has to do with the famous algorithm, you need to be consistent. If you stop, or if you just do occasional things on social, it won't work. You have to be there all the time, much more than you think. And also in social, and this is a point of view that people don't always like, we truly know that quantity is more important than the quality. Why is that? Well, I have a short quote from our CEO. Listen to this. Yeah, that's the general answer. What does he mean? Well, on social media, you don't know what quality is until you've tried and tried and tried 1,000 times, because you can read all the best practices in the world, but you don't know what your audience wants from you, and where that golden thing in the middle is, what you need to communicate and what they want to hear. You don't know what that is until you've tried and tried. And when you found that golden place, it'll probably change because the audience changes and the world changes and the algorithm changes. So you constantly need to publish to know what works and what doesn't. And also, you have so many demands. You have different channels, markets, departments, stories, and audiences that all need content, and you need to serve them all. How can you do that with a post occasionally? No, you have to publish all the time. And for all of you that are already creating video, it's not a matter of either or, it's all. So in a traditional content creation world, we have hero content, you know, the very expensive ad marketing things that we do. And then we have a lot of other contents, all the reports and the events and the blog posts and the, you know what. And in many, many companies, that hero content, as we call it, is usually video, because you have the large budgets and you hire an agency and you do that. And all the other content is usually text, because that's simple and easy and cheap. Well, we believe that you should create video of all of this. Keep doing those nice prize-winning ads or whatever it is, and make everything else a video too. Okay, that was the background, the problem, and a bit about the solution. And now we're going to go straight into the how to make everything a video. And our main tip here, I see that Johanna is nodding and agreeing, is that you should start with what you already have. You shouldn't like, okay, now I'm going to start doing video. I should start doing new things, because you have so much already. What do you say, Johanna?
Yes, this is definitely one thing that I stumble upon each day. People say, oh, we have a new product line, or we have this new project, or we have something new, and we're going to start doing video about that. Well, you just heard how much material you need when you start spreading the news. It doesn't really, you know, one video a week, that's really not enough, because you need to have the visibility. So we can't only have the 3 different, you know, products or the one big project that you're going to do video about. You need to grab everything that you have. Of course, the hero content will be, you know, the biggest news. You might put boosting on that product, but you need the consistency in your content plan, and you just start what you already have. And we were thinking about this. Yeah.
I was just going to say, because the saddest part when you're not using what you have is that you have probably put so much time and effort into these reports and articles and about us pages and the recruitment ads and the employer branding and everything that you have in text. So it's such a waste to not give it life, because that's also what you're doing, giving it new life. Do you agree, Johanna?
Exactly, and that's very much done maybe in different streams in the company. So you might have people in the HR, for example, working and coming up with fantastic you know, texts, etc., and they just, you know, they're more or less forgotten when the ad is out and so forth, and you kind of wait for the results. But it's a really big chunk of gold that you already have. So that is really important. And when we're thinking about the name of this webinar, we said 35 plus ideas, and the plus is really a big plus. So I hope that you get more than 35 ideas out of this presentation, because surely you have already, when you look at it, more than 35 topics in that shelf.
Yeah, definitely. I think we have over 30. I think we have closer to 40 videos in this presentation. It was super heavy. So we should at least be able to double the amount of ideas. So what do we mean here? Well, I did a mini case study for myself, or just some kind of ideation. And I need to tell you, I did this all by myself. I went to Glencore's. Glencore is one of our amazing customers. I went to their homepage, and this is a practice that I often do with clients or people in webinars or in workshops. Just go to your page or go to someone else's page. That's often much, much easier, and start looking there. So I went there, and I mean, you see stuff already. You have a little thing called careers up there, publications, world map. I haven't even clicked on that yet. And down there you see some meeting that has been held. There's a sustainability report. You can already see that there is stuff here going on. But I did the simplest of things. I clicked on that little menu in the corner, and here you see the gold mine opens up. So who are we? What we do? Sustainability, investors, media, careers, suppliers, investigations. I just know that if I click any of these, I will find stuff that will do that could be amazing stories that probably already are. But the problem is that the stories are just sitting there. No one sees them unless you bring it out to them. So I clicked who we are, and well, here you have more gold at a glance. Our purpose and values, our code of conduct, our policies, our business model and strategy, our history, leadership, governance, transparency. Everything is interesting here. And the thing I see, I'm not saying that Glencore does this, but the thing I see many companies do is think, nah, that's not interesting enough, or we don't have anything interesting to say. And I'm saying you are wrong, because your audience is super interested if you do it in the right way. They want to know who you are, what your purpose and values are, what your code of conduct are, what your projects are, what's going on, what's happening, the reports, the everything. It's much more interesting than it seems like. And we have all fallen into the trap of believing that social media has to be dancing people or jokes. And it's just simply not true, because there is a target audience out there that wonders about these things. Yeah, that was my little rant for today. Welcome to my TED Talk. So I clicked at a glance and came into a beautiful article with beautiful images. And that's something you also do already have, most of you. You have amazing imagery, you might have clips. Thank you for joining. I see that someone is leaving for another meeting. We are recording this, so you can pop in later. Thank you very much. So I just scrolled in this little article, and I came down to even more material. And then I saw this Glencore in numbers, and that's where I started producing. So I took this and I put it into our tool, because believe it or not, we're going to show you a bit about what you can do in our tool. I just copy pasted these numbers into the tool, and I got this. I also, in the background, have a really sloppy screenshot of the beautiful image that Glencore has. So if I would have been Glencore, I could just have used the image in a better way. But this is what I did. And this was super simple. And that was a video. Is it interesting? Yes, it is. For the right audience, it is. So our first tip is to communicate your article. Just go to your article archive and start using. So tell us more about that, Johanna.
Well, I want to continue a little bit about this Glencore example, because just like this at a glance, and also the history, etc., when you have written that text once, you kind of have this idea of the target audience for that particular text. But of course, it is interesting for future employees. It's interesting for investors, etc. They don't only go into that site part of sites to read about this topic. They want to know more, and the target audience is broader. So that's why you should make videos about these topics to different channels and to different target audiences. And to help in that, Storykit has different functionalities, of course. So we magic every text into unlimited videos. And in that sense, you know, magic, it sounds fantastic, and it is. We actually have a new functionality that helps you structure a text. So if you start off with a text that you already have, you can make it even better. Would you like to click further? Sorry. Yes, you can tell about how this process works when you browsed at a glance, maybe.
Yeah. So I just so just to rephrase, these are not Glencore videos. They haven't made it. I have made them. So I'm sorry, Glencore, if I'm just trashing on your brand. Your brand people wouldn't love me, but just to show you what you can do. So I took this article and I ran it through our AI. And what we do with our AI is we're having different structured outputs. So I asked it to give me, I can see if I can restart it. I asked it to give me just a short little trailer for the article. And so it made a super short, really punchy thing that you could just distribute and then push people towards the article. Then I asked the AI to do a bigger summary, a summary that might not even be there to push people towards the article, more of a summary that if you watch the video, you will have pretty much all the information you need. So that's a really nice way of using video to drive different stuff, because sometimes you really want to push them to an article, but sometimes you just want them to consume the content. And once again, if someone sits there and thinks, well, who's interested in this? Well, people are. Once again, people are. We want to know more about you, and especially in video. And this is something we do ourselves. Tell us about this, Johanna.
Well, this is an example from our blog, and many companies have a blog, or you have a press release, or something that you have put lots of love into. You have made a text that has very compelling parts. So why not use them in making a video? And this is just one example of one blog post. So instead of doing a video, hi, now we have our new blog post live. Why not make smaller trailers to that one? So thinking trailer when you want to drive traffic, that's a very good approach to video. So we have a very basic trailer. We have a quote trailer using the headline, short and punchy, version 2. We have some different kind of images. We have a big video stock, but of course you can, like in the Glencore videos, use your branded still or video visuals. Nothing is hindering you from that, and you get your own branding in place. But what this does is that you kind of find in the small parts of the blog different kinds of angles in, and those appeal to different kind of target groups. And that's the storytelling beauty of it, because if you only read the headline of a text, you only get one angle on it. So in this sense, you can really easily make 6 different people interested in one text, or rather groups of people.
Yeah, that's really true. And one thing that I've seen a lot of talk about in the marketing community that isn't anything new to us, because we've been saying this for years, is to repurpose your content and redistribute your content. So why, if you have put hours and hours into writing a text, it might be an article, it might be about us page, why would you only distribute it once? Why would you do that video and distribute it and say, yep, that was it, when you can do it again and again and again and again? And we have seen so much good things happening when we start digging in our archive and reposting things. And if people see things again, that's okay. I see the same friends bloopers all the time in my feed, but I laugh as hard every time. So that's just something you need to remember, that you can redistribute. Another thing that you all probably have a lot of sitting there is reports and results of some kind. So I went back to Glencore and looked at their reporting page, and I was like, okay, if I ever stumbled upon a gold mine, this was probably it. Because here you have all the PDFs in the world that you need. And I just took one, the climate report for 2022, energizing today, advancing tomorrow. And I did the simplest of things. I started with the actual like summary, the energizing today, advancing tomorrow thing that they have written here. And I took it word by word and just copy pasted into the tool to make a short and snappy video, because here someone has really thought about what to write. And this is a real nice way to either inform, having people watch it online and learn something, or use it as a click-through thing to read the whole report here. And in this video, I've used some of our stock images, but as we have said already, you probably have things of your own. And then I went into the deep things. So I found this little part of the report, just transition. And it's 3 pages long, and the text is so small, we can hardly read it. So I put that in the tool and asked it to do a summary that is called 3 takeaways. And that's what happened. So in this video, we're just super quickly browsing through 3 of the biggest takeaways in this text. And if I would have been a Glencore employee, I would have maybe adapted the messaging here if the AI chooses the wrong things. But overall, the AI is really good at choosing the right things. And since the video script is based on the text that you have already written, it can't go astray too much. We also have a lot of other types of videos. So here are 4 more ideas what you can do for your reports and results. So these are from us. The first one is talking about key goals and drivers. Do you have a really big goal for your company? Yeah, you probably do. Talk about it. It is interesting for people. Another thing is to talk about focus forward. So this is how we are handling the big layoff thingy right now. What's our focus moving forward in this? Another is using facts and figures. People love facts and figures. So if you have facts or figures of some kind, just use them. Put them in the tool and use them. Or you could talk about a big change. So when you did your report, did you see a big change somewhere? That's really interesting. It's a very interesting angle to touch upon, to communicate to the audience. Promise you. Okay, the next part is to communicate your HR content and recruitment ads. And once again, this is a gold mine. Tell us about it, Johanna.
Well, going back to this field, it feels like it's a very, very important thing for many of our clients right now. It's finding the right people, having them in the company, making their strategy concerning their own career clear, helping them develop. So whether the thing is a community affairs manager new range, or maybe an accountant, you want to put effort into communicating about your company to these people. And we have different cultures in different parts of the world how we do this. We have clients in different parts of the world. So this is a Glencore example once again here. But what's important is that you have something that syncs with your other content. And here the AI can also help. You can also in the tool make a video from scratch to get it a template, like just looking like your HR wants it to look. But the employer branding is kind of the the pinnacle. Of course, we need investor relations communications, and we need all kinds of sustainability reports and getting that message out. But without the right people working for you, everything will be very difficult. So regardless of your company goals, this is a very, very important topic.
Yeah, and here we have just an ordinary recruitment ad put into the tool and made a nice little recruitment ad for it straight away. And here is a little thing about the culture. So I went into our culture page, and once again just stole some images from their page, copy pasted actually word by word here their culture pillars, and it was a video. We also have a couple of more ideas what you can do when it comes to HR and recruitment. Want to tell us a bit about this, Johanna?
Yes, here are 4 templates that you can use if you start using Storykit. They're on the shelf from our shelf, so these are very popular. One is of course wanted. We need to find the right person from the group of people that are interested in our company. What better to do than use the networks for that? We have a job carousel, because even though one thing wouldn't be your thing, something in this video might grab your attention, or you might want to share it to somebody who works in a different field, so you can reach a bigger target audience with a carousel in that sense. Growth focus, here you can maybe brag a little bit where you're growing. Some departments or some countries are doing better than others. Why not lift that in a growth focus video? And of course, the challenge. Here you can describe what kind of person would like to work in your company, what is the perfect match, and also tell about what kind of things that are on the agenda.
Yeah, so a lot of ideas there. There are more on our homepage if you want to see them. And as Johanna said earlier, you all probably have events, live events or digital events or stakeholder events or customer events or just events. And here are some ideas we're skipping the Glencore part now and leaving them for later on. So we're just jumping into ideas here. So these are also templates that we have on our page. And the first idea is to do something for a keynote speaker. And this is an amazing video about me with my unique background and stuff. Just highlighting the keynote speaker that you're having on your event. Another nice format is to talk to someone that is going. What are you looking forward to? Or to talk to someone that has been on your event. What was the best thing the last time? That's another format that you can do. Theme park is a format where we're just combining different themes for an event. Many events have like a couple of different themes, and just rolling them all to see if something is interesting for you is super nice. And then there's everything around the event, not just the speakers and the actual keynotes, but the moderators or the people behind the scenes or the everything that. You can create so many videos about that. And it's much, much more interesting that you know, because the best stories are often not in plain sight. They are hidden somewhere with someone who is working hard to get that popcorn machine there. So never forget the people hiding in the shadows or standing behind the curtains. And then we have internal communication. That's a big one. Johanna, talk about it.
Yes, this is of course really important in some cases, that you have fast internal communication. And there, of course, Storykit helps, because a video is really fast to do, and it's really accessible, just like Jonna said in the beginning. You can look at it while you're, having a pause in a construction environment, or you can have it in your mobile phone on the bus ride home. So we can do fast internal communication, but we can also do something that connects to the culture. and keeping people informed, engaged, spreading the words about different kinds of openings. That's also internal communication. So many of these topics that we have talked about now, they translate into internal communications, maybe with a little bit more detail. I mean, people have maybe more seconds for you if you talk about internal communications and the person watching actually works in your place. So take those seconds and make the video even more nicer. Here are some practical ideas. Leadership message, really important these days. We want to know who's in charge, who's taking the decisions, what are the backgrounds. So if there are different kinds of good and bad news, don't stand and think that people will read it in a press release that comes in a news article. Just be first in communicating stuff to your group. Save the date, really good for internal communications. These are the ones you want to share, of course, and spread the word. Often very nice things happening in these kinds of videos I've seen. But of course, it can be something else like internal conference, save the date, and then you do another video with the agenda, etc. The survey, keep your colleagues and departments active. You can use a format like this for that. And my organization journey to the right there is more for like the viewer to look at and enjoy. So you can maybe see a face you recognize and really see how a plan goes into practice, what happens in a company for one employee. So here are some ideas.
Yeah, and we thought we should end with some real examples, because what you've seen up until this are stuff that we have made in different ways. As I said, I've used the Glencore thingy there, but still it's me and Johanna and some other people here that have made the videos. Let's look at what construction companies are really doing out there. So first, let's look at some real Glencore videos. These are taken from their LinkedIn account. So this is a really nice, just thank you for 500,000 followers on LinkedIn. That's a goal, life goal. And if you have 500,000 followers on LinkedIn that are following your construction company on LinkedIn, you should never be afraid of giving them information about you, because you wouldn't follow a construction company if you weren't interested in what they're doing. So yeah. And this one is about a report. It's a more classical report trailer that I really, really like. But then I have to show you this one that they made that is so good. So they did something completely different for their production report. Look at this. It's such a beauty. And this is such a simple way to inform and entice interest, so people will click and read your report. What do you think, Johanna?
These are amazing. And we're running out of time here, but I just want to say that this is just one example. And I hope that you get inspired of this and every idea that we have presented so far. There's lots and lots on our homepage.
Yeah.
More.
I'm going to run through a couple of other videos that I just loved. So first we have Finnish company Rookie. The first video, they're talking about products that they have. And then they have made, I really love this. Someone has taken up their phone and filmed themselves while they've been in a meeting. And they're talking about their culture and their sustainability and safety. Super nice little video that really shows the people behind the brand. In Sweden, we have Einar Mattsson. And this video, it's in Swedish, but what they're doing here is informing the people living in their buildings that, yeah, it's snowy. We're trying to get rid of the snow as soon as possible. And the video is such a great way to just quickly inform about that and what you should do and what you can do. This video is, they have a series of interviews with the employees that they call the Friday Portrait, and this is the trailer for that. We also have the Swedish company Peab, who is working a lot with video to to increase the equality and the diversity among their employees. So the first one is a video where they had politicians following them and talking about how they create an equal workplace. And this is a recruitment ad. And the simple thing here is that they're using a woman. It doesn't have to be more complicated than to actually use a woman in the ad to make a difference. We have Swedish company GM, and this is a trailer for one of their surveys. And we have a French company. And since I don't speak French, I think that this has to do with their sustainability thing, but if someone who is better than me in French has a different opinion, I will not be the one who says differently. So yeah, as Johanna said, we're running out of time. I'm so happy you've all stayed this long. We're just going to wrap up with a quick saying what you can get if you want to try Storykit. So Johanna, what is this?
Yes, so we have a powerful AI that works with you with a script, and we have video stock assets and premium music with tens of thousands of musics, and we also have localization support, SRT files. We have voiceover, accessibility stuff. So anything you need is available in our system.
Yeah. And how do we access this? Well, now you can Storykit it too. So we have a freemium capability where you can try the tool yourself. And during this afternoon, I will send out an email where you will get access to this. So just log in, start playing around with the tool and create your first free videos. Would be super happy if you would try that out, because I think all of you could have so much fun with this. I'm also going to send you a link to our book. I've written a book about video and social channels. It's free to download, so just do that if you want to and read more about what we've been talking about. And of course, if you are interested for real, book a demo and we can show you how Storykit can make your workday super productive. We'd love to do that. And up until that, me and Johanna just want to say thank you for being here. We have time. Me and Johanna has a couple of minutes to take questions if you have any. But to all of you that needs to run back to work, thank you and hope to see you again. We got thumbs up and an applause. Thank you so much. Oh, yay! I love this. Thank you, Amy. It was really nice having you. I hope you all got inspired and had a couple of nice ideas for what you can do. But if you have any questions, you can also just reply to that email that I will send you this afternoon, and we'll take it from there. So thank you all, and thank you, Johanna, for joining us, and see you another time.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.